Hi everybody, I am Rene. I'm working for Tango DC, and welcome back to this series of tango lessons that are going to help you go through this lockout, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, this crisis that we're going all through. Don't forget that after this lesson we're going to have the wonderful music and the wonderful presence of our beloved Emmanuel Trefilio. He's going to be playing his bandoneon for us, and that is going to happen at 7:30 p.m. right after this lesson, so be prepared to enjoy his music. And you know, it's going to be a kind of like a different scenario that we have in the regular milongas, because in this case that he's going to be able to answer some questions if you have something to ask him. We're going to try to know him a little bit better, and of course we're going to be able to know his music a little bit better. So immediately going back to our lesson today, I'm going to ask you to wear your dancing shoes, your sneakers, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to have all of you grab some broken broom or your broom, and we're going to have Fred and Ginger working with us, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remind you of the leader and the followers steps that we were doing last week. So for that, try to go with me. We are changing the direction, and we're doing so first, gentlemen, with the left foot, and then with the right foot. I'm starting with the lead roll. So I lead with my upper body, and I'm going to the side. I want you ladies to put attention of what Fred and Ginger are doing. And gentlemen, when you review this lesson, I want you to see what Ginger and Roger are doing too, okay? So, I'm sorry, Fred and Ginger. So we take a side step, and we place the stick that is on my left hand right in front of my left foot. Then as I'm collecting, see how that foot moves together with the stick. So I can take my next step. I'm walking outside of the line of dancing of the sticks. And here's where the magic happens. 1, 2, see, in this 1, 2, the lady is just staying there. 1, 2, I make the space, and she's using that space. This other one is lingering, so I can go collect my feet, and 1, 2, 3 again. Then the other one is lingering, and I walk with that one. Okay? I'm going to do this in a different angle so you can see it properly. I'm going to take side step. I walk forward with my right, and then I'm going to generate bouncing step. A rebound. 1, 2. See, first I go. I'm kind of like moving a little bit faster in my lower body, but in my lead is in my chest. So my chest is leading her a little bit delayed. Look at my foot right here. If I don't put my foot immediately together, she's going to have a little bit of a problem here walking. So I want to put my foot together, so then she can go. This leg walks here, and then I'm going to suspend her a little bit. I can play with that leg, okay? And then 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. The idea of these two sticks, Fred and Ginger, is that you're able to recognize, to establish this connection of the lead, and at the same time that I'm moving, I know where the lady is going to move, and she's moving with me, and all my movements. Okay? Like for example, if you want to do just the first part of the exercise, I'm going to start with my right foot. See? Side step. I go forward. I lead her with my chest. Look what I'm going to do with my chest. I'm moving that foot here, and then I am inviting the next leg to go forward. I cannot leave my foot there. I have to put my feet together, and then she's going to walk with that other foot. 6, 7, and 8. Okay? So I'm going to go, and I'm going to do side. I make a forward step with my right, and then the rebound with the left. 1, 2, 3. Then I have to move my foot away from her weight. She walks forward because I'm leading. See, my chest is inviting that leg to go forward, and then keeps moving her to invite the other leg to come here, and I'm lifting so that leg is hanging. And then I go 6, 7, and 8. I know that it's a little bit unclear right now, but you're going to get used to this exercise as we move forward, okay? This is for the ladies. Again, this is to practice what we did last week, but in a way that we're understanding what the other is doing rather than only what I am doing with my my own body. So we're going to start. The leader goes side, I walk back, and then the leader is going to do 1, 2, 3. I walk forward again. 6, 7, and 8. Everything is coming from up here. I'm not even paying attention to what the leader is doing with his legs, but I want you to know what is going to happen, okay? If I do the second part of the exercise, we go a basic step. The leader is leading you side. He walks. You're following that lead. Walk. And here, the leader is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. So the space that the leader is using are the sticks. You can never go using that space. Everything is happening. He goes first. Then you go. Okay? Now, I want you, all of you, to understand that when we're practicing these exercises, the reason why I'm using the sticks is because I need you to start thinking not only on your own legs, but the legs of your dance partner. But you're not focusing in those legs. They are a consequence of what is happening in your upper body. Everything happens in our upper body. I cannot do anything if I'm dancing just with my legs or just dancing with my arms. Actually, it's really bad if you're going to lead, gentlemen, if you're going to lead with your arms. There's very little things that you're going to do with your hands or with your arms. Everything comes from the center, and I want you to really understand that part. We cannot lead with the hands, we cannot lead with our feet, and we cannot lead with just the impulse of the movement. What do I mean by that? It's just like pushing or pulling in a block our dance partner. Everything happens in a very organic way, meaning that I'm going to start by doing something, and then my whole body keeps doing that same movement. So it grows, and then it dissipates. So the movement of the lady goes like boom and collapses. Okay, I can keep that movement sustained in time, like boom, but then it comes to an end. It finishes. So I want you to understand that the way that you have to finish. In order to do that, that's the reason why I'm using the sticks, because you need to know how much length that is going to take. Today, the exercise that we're going to learn has to do with the sandwich. The sandwich is a very simple exercise, and we're going to review it from that perspective, okay? So, I want you to pay attention to all the movements I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start first with the lead, and then I'm going to continue with the follow. I apologize in advance. There's a big thunderstorm right now happening under my head, above my head, so just bear with it. We're going to try to do the sandwich. Again, the sticks are going to be in front of my body. I need to understand which leg is which here so I can move around. The first thing I'm going to lead are 2 back ochos. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to lead her into a side step. I'm going to collect. While I am collecting, look how I'm raising my chest. I'm going to do it again so you can see my chest. Side step, and then I go up. This going up here is lifting this leg of the lady. Okay? I'm going to try to keep this, the standing leg of the lady, completely straight, and this other, I'm going to pull it up. So, the moment, and then I'm going to place both feet on the ground. And then I'm turning. See how when I turn, this stick is going behind. So when I notice that that leg is going behind, I'm going to walk with that leg. 1 back ocho. And I'm going to do the same. See, I'm going to keep this one as the axis, and I'm going to move the dancing leg, and I'm going to hold it up, and then I'm going to show her the new direction. This would be the second back ocho, but then I'm not going to step with her. I'm going to let her go, and I'm going to step very close to this leg. I'm going to close very close to the step, to her foot, and I want you to look very clearly what I'm doing with my feet. We're going to see that a lot better when we're doing the footwork. But then I'm going to go the sandwich. It is called a sandwich because my feet are behaving like the buns. and she is, her leg, her foot is being the good stuff. After this, I open up and I see how I just created space here in front of me for her to go, and this leg to use that space. Look how my foot remains there. So ladies, you have to go over that foot in a very elegant way without tripping. I collect, and then I finish 6, 7, and 8. Okay? If I do this in a more faster way, side, 1, 2, 3, sandwich, I open it up, the lady passes over my foot, I'm going to invite a new forward ocho, and then 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Now, I want you to understand, gentlemen, that the ladies are not like sticks. The ladies might want to do something, and that this is when you have to listen to them. Tango dancing is not just about you and about what you're leading. It's about a communication. You want to say something, but also you want to know what she thinks about it. So, at least under my perspective of tango. So, if I do so, for example, I'm going to give you a teeny tiny example of what I'm saying. I take a side step and I'm going to do the back ochos. 1, I lead her. 2, I lead her. 3, I lead her. I let her go in the fourth, and my foot touches her left foot. I do the sandwich. I create a space. I let her walk. At this point, she can touch my foot, go up and down, kick again, and then walk. So for all that, I'm going to move a little bit here. For all that kick in, I'm going to just wait. I'm not going to rush her. And then she walks, I let her walk, and then I'm showing her we're not going to continue there. We're going to keep moving to finish 6, 7, and 8. Okay? We're going to do it one more time, very quickly. That would be the work for the leaders. Now we're going to do it the opposite way, how the ladies are going to do. The first part that is happening is that the leaders are leading back ochos. So I go side step. Here I feel that the leader is lifting me, and he's like moving his torso towards his right side. That means that I'm going to turn to my right side as well. Then, you don't know what is happening with his feet, you don't have to know. Then he goes 1, he pivots you again, he goes 2, he pivots you again, 3, he pivots you again, you make 4 back ochos, and then he's going to like let you stay in between your feet. I want you to be never extremely patient here, because most ladies, what they do is they try to collect their feet, and see how even if when I'm playing with the sticks, if I move this foot, the stick goes away. So wait until the leader is moving carefully, because what he's going to do next, he's going to do the sandwich. Then he's going to open the space for you to go. This is the space that you have to go. And then, like the leg that is free to go is your right leg. Here, I'm going to be talking about this a little bit later, but you can go forward Ocho. The leader is pivoting me. Another pivot. 6, 7, and 8. If you don't know how to move your feet at the end, review what we have done in lessons number 2, number 3, and number 4. Those curls, those are in those lessons. So it would be very good, refreshing for you if you're not familiar with that. I'm going to do this one more time. Now, don't forget, whenever we're dancing, we're trying to move in the same direction of the whole group that the whole group is going. That is called the line of dance. Usually that line of dance is counterclockwise. So I am going to try to be very close to the wall or the tables or whatever that it's in your case, ladies, on your left side, okay? So I said that because your back ochos most of the time are going to be moving behind you, like what I'm doing now. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, the gentleman places his foot. He's going to touch the side of your foot, the side of your shoe basically, with all the side of his shoe as well. And then that means that you have to stop. If you don't have your hip joints ready to and active, what is going to happen is this movement. See, I'm going to do it wrong so you can see. This movement, this position is a little bit, after a while you're going to start shaking, because we don't have, most of the people don't have that strength in the muscles to hold this position for a longer period of time. So the best for me to do is just to keep the knees elongated. So if the knees are elongated, as you can tell, I'm going to do it here. If the knees are elongated, the lines of my legs, the elongation, you can see the elongation in my legs. So that is extremely important in order to look presentable when you're dancing. The gentleman does the sandwich, and immediately when he's moving this leg backwards, he's already inviting you to go. So at this moment, see what, to me, doing this connection with the foot of the leader helps me be connected in my own axis and be connected with him. So here is when I want to go do an embellishment. See how I'm going up without touching the leg of the leader. And then I touch his leg and caress downwards. And then I'm going to make a kick I walk. I don't know where he's taking me, but then all of a sudden I realize that he's pivoting me. He collects his feet, he pivots me one more time, and then he finishes walking 6, 7, and 8. Okay? It seems very easy to do this, but now I'm going to explain a little bit how to do the whole movement without the sticks, but understanding a little bit what happens in the upper body lead. For that, I'm going to use the pillow. So I'm here, the leader leads me. We're going to do 4 back ochos, and then we do the sandwich. Side, 1, 2, 3, 4. In these 4 steps, the lead, in order to go back, is given by the torso of the leader. So let's say side, then he's going to do this. So when he moves, he's going to go cause a reflection. When he moves side and he moves, see how my torso is going parallel to the torso of the leader. Then I can go take my next step. Here, he's holding it up and he's going to move again. 2. And he moves again. 3. And he moves again. And 4. In the 4th step, his right foot is on top of my foot. Then look what happens with the pillow. He moves in front of me. Then he has to move another leg, which is his right leg again. And he creates this space. And he invites me to come over. So when he opens, he's in front of me. He opens this gate. That is when I am going to go try to do something. And after this, see, he's going to let me walk, but then he's going to create once again the space in front of me so I can take that space and keep going. So, although the sticks are helping us to understand where the leader is, what he's doing with his feet, everything, the information that I need is coming from the upper body, not so much the lower body, okay? Now, in the next part of the lesson, what I am going to try to do is I'm going to try to combine both change of directions that we practiced last week and include the sandwich in both of them, okay? So, how we're going to do that? So, let me first remind you that change of direction. That is when I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, and 8. All I'm doing is, in my footwork, I'm doing 1, 2, 3. I lead her, I collect, and then 6, 7, 8. Okay? But then I have to do the sandwich. So how we're going to do that? Right after that, the first part of the exercise, I'm going to lead her into a sandwich. So, I'm going to go immediately with the rebound, which is with my left foot. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, but instead of creating the space for this one to come forward, I'm going to send it backwards. So instead of creating space for her to walk here, look how my chest is working. Can you tell that my chest is like canceling the space on this side, and I'm moving her left leg to take the back ocho. I keep going into a second back ocho, and I am ready to do the sandwich. I do the sandwich and I finish as we were playing before. I want you to always try to play with that kick, with those kicks that I was playing with, so you know exactly what might be happening with her movements. I don't want you to just jump to the exercise as if it would be just your choice. She might decide to change the speed. She might find something very interesting in the music that she wants to, I don't know, make it more noticeable, okay? So we're going to always try to wait. I'm asking the ladies to wait for you, so why not we wait for them to express, okay? So I'm going to do it one more time. I start with the left. Right, I am jumping into the exercise. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I don't want this leg to go forward. I want that leg to go back. So I'm going to lift and move, kind of like covering this space, telling her you have to go the other way. And then another. At this point, I want you to look at my feet. 1, 2, 3. At this point, I'm collecting when I am doing that, and I switch to my left foot to walk. 1, and I got already the sandwich. I'm going to move a little bit here, so I'm allowing her to play. She's going to kick probably here, she's going to kick probably here, and then I need to lead her into a forward ocho, another forward ocho, and then finish the exercise. When you're doing this, I want you to keep facing that direction. I'm going to do it a little bit faster and see how I always, whatever is happening, I always keep going to the same direction, which is the line of dance, as I said earlier. Okay, now for the ladies. In this part, we are going to just play with the rebound that you're doing with your right foot. So the leader leads the rebound, bam, bam, bam. You have to go forward, but instead of going forward here, you're going to feel like the leader is blocking that side, and it's forcing you to go the other way, okay? At this point, I want you to keep going that way and wait for whatever is coming next. He's going to do the sandwich, he's going to create the space to move forward, and then you are able to do your embellishments and finish the exercise. It's not so important for you as a follower to know exactly what the leader is doing with his feet. However, this exercise, doing it with the sticks, it's giving you the full composition of the movements. What is happening every time that you move together with the leader, okay? So, although, once again, I repeat, you're not supposed to be taking any lead, any connection with the legs, but this is like making a full image of what really happens in the exercise when you're actually dancing. Okay, let's do it one more time. I'm going to do the rebound over here. Immediately, I'm taking the rebound with my right foot. 1, 2, 3. If I do the same movements using just the pillow so you can understand the lead, it would go a little bit like this. Okay, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to be explaining. Imagine that you're dancing in an open embrace with the leader. He goes and he brings the energy for you to go back. And I take the rebound step, but then here, he's not going to give me a space here. He's going to move, but blocking that space. So the only thing I have, the only way I can go is behind me. Then, after he placed me in this step, another forward Ocho, another back Ocho, and then he pauses here, and then creates the space for you to walk. And that space, that moment, the leader cannot do anything there. So this is the moment that you can use to express yourself. So that's the reason why I'm asking you to touch, go, lift. When I lift, I'm lifting my hip using my obliques. Then I touch the leg of the leader. I go down. He leads again to finish. Okay? The lead of the usually is going to be extremely clear. This is not a very fancy movement. It's only basically what the lead is telling you is creating the space right in front of you to use it whenever you're ready to use it. Whenever you feel that the leader is creating the space, take your time to use that space. Don't jump in it, because then probably you're not going to realize what's next. If you go slow, you taste every part of that space that the leader has created for you, then you can realize, oh, now he wants me to go here or there or somewhere else. Okay? We're going to try to work with the with this exercise first, and then we're going to try to do the other exercise, the second part of the switch of direction eventually. But for now, today we didn't have the time to cover that, but at least we did the first part. So next lesson we're going to work in both sides, doing the sandwich from the both sides. Now let's go and work our footwork. Okay? So we're going to start by trying to go this with the leaders first. I'm going to go I'm going to go first doing the sandwich, just the sandwich. So, side step, I collect and I lift my center up. By lifting my center up, the leg, the blue stick is being lifted. And I can, I can control that. I can even play with her leg in the air. If I keep doing this, see, the lady is supposed not to do anything at this point. I'm going to move a little bit here. So the next time I take a step, she's going to follow that. I'm going to do 4 back ochos first. See, here it's happening exactly the same, but with the other leg. I lift my center up and I pull the gray leg to go be suspended. Okay? So once again, I can play with that leg all I want in order to practice. And then I take the step. When I take that step, she's supposed to follow me. I lift again. In this case, I'm lifting the blue stick. I play a little bit. The more I play, I turn my torso. She should be also moving her leg together with her torso. Her whole body is moving. Her whole body is dancing. So I take 1 more back ocho. I lead a back ocho, but see, in this case, I'm not walking with her, I am blocking. Whenever I want to block her position, I'm going to go completely alongside her foot. This means wait for me, please. I'm going to do something here. So, see, if the lady breaks this position, right now the sticks are very firm. But if she goes a little bit too much with her weight behind her, look at the sticks. They don't have this equilateral, there is a very nice triangle here. This angle is perfect. If I go here, this is straight and this is tilted. I want both of the sides of this triangle to be tilted. So I want to keep that. I'm not going to push, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to step there and then create the space for her to come forward. And here, this is when I want you to, gentlemen, to be very gentle and to be very open and welcoming to whatever the lady wants to do. She might just go over your foot and finish the step. She might want to touch, caress your leg, kick forward. Give her that opportunity to express herself. Women need that. They are not just like I said in the previous lessons, they're not just part of us like our shirt or our pants. They have their own way of doing things, so allow that to happen. Wait for them. The moment that she decides to walk forward is telling you, whatever I was doing, I'm done. Let's keep dancing. So you're going to keep dancing. Forward ocho, the first one. Forward ocho, the second. I collect my feet. And then I finish 6, 7, and 8. It's not that difficult for us. It's a lot difficult for the ladies to do this exercise. Okay? Now, if I play with this exercise in the first change of direction that we have done, it would look a little bit like this. So I go, rebound with my left, She comes forward. I'm going to block with my chest her forward step, and I switch immediately my weight. Look at my feet. And I am blocking, and then I'm taking that leg behind her to go back Ocho, place it in a sandwich. I invite her to go forward, collect my feet, to go forward again, and then to finish 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to go again, trying to explain every part. In the bouncing step, I'm going to try to use the hips in order to enhance that movement. Boom, boom, boom. So my knees are not activated. If I activate my knees, this is going to happen, see? And that is not a bouncing step any longer. That becomes like a very different kind of dance, of step that I don't want to even mention because that's not very tango-ish. So I'm going to go make that rebound, make her go forward with her right foot, but the left, I have to control that left not to come forward. So I'm going to try to push it backwards. Push it backwards meaning, I don't mean to push with your torso, but the movement of your torso is preventing her from coming forward. And you're literally guiding that leg to go back. You make a back ocho, and immediately after that, you create another back ocho, and you pause. In this pause, make sure that both of her legs are completely elongated. There's no knees bent on her legs. You very carefully, like you want to steal a kiss in her lips, and then you go away. Then you're inviting her to keep walking. She might do something, so you have to wait for her until she's ready to go. The moment that she steps that step, you can continue moving, doing one forward ocho, another forward ocho, 6, 7, and 8. It's very, very simple. Ladies, your footwork. Side step. We're going to do it, we're going to jump to just go with the step. So just for now, I'm going to ask the leaders to start walking forward with the left foot, and you're going to be walking with the right foot. So rebound, once again here, you're using your hips, your hip joint, in order to create that very nice rebound. And your legs, your knees are completely elongated at this point. The moment that the leader moves forward, you're moving forward too. But this time, his torso is blocking you from walking forward. So the only choice you have to do, you have to go is back. You're going to walk back ocho, another back ocho, and you're going to feel how his foot is touching the side of your foot. So don't try to run away, don't try to bend your knees, don't try to do anything. Just welcome that and use once again, your hips to control that movement. The leader steps the sandwich and creates the space. At this point, I'm asking you, the leaders, to wait for you. The first thing that you want to do, you don't want to just go immediately there. See how I'm switching my weight to my right foot, and I am caressing the ground. I press the foot of the leader. I go without touching his leg, I go up. Then, caressing his leg, I go down. I kick. I go forward Ocho. Another forward Ocho. And I'm ready to go 6, 7, and 8. The reason why I'm asking you not to go, we're in the sandwich, you're here, and the reason why I'm asking you not to go up and down, connecting with the leg of the leader, meaning caressing his leg up and down, is because, you know, the pants of the leader are kind of loose. So if you go, I'm going to try to do with only one of my legs. If you press too hard, you're going to pull the pants of the leader up and then down. So that's not very nice. On the other hand, if you see that the gentleman came to the milonga wearing a very nice clear color, let's say, pair of pants, you don't want to make his pants all dirty just because you're doing that. So again, it depends on the leader, it depends on the moment. Sometimes you're going to feel this is perfect to do in this moment with this music, with this leader. So I'm asking you to use the moment to do these embellishments and to play with them. But I don't want you to do it as a rule. Oh, I'm going to do the same exact movement all over again and again and again. Feel the music. Feel whatever is right for you. Don't just try to do it automatically, okay? Another thing that I want to say is I'm going to use another shoe. This part is for the leader. You got the second Ocho and you are placing your foot. See how I'm not going to go here. I'm not going to go here and then here. This is completely wrong. This is completely disconnected. I'm going to always try to make a little bit of a physical connection with the shoe of my dance partner. I'm going to do it from the side. I'm going to place this part of the side, no matter what, this is a male shoe. I think I have, probably for next lesson, but you know, there's a curvature here. So I'm going to use that curvature in order to make it enter in the curvature of my own foot. Sandwich, and then I go. If I feel that she needs to pivot this foot, I'm going to, my foot is not going to be there forever. If I feel that she's moving, I'm going to remove this for a second, but see, I can disconnect my foot from the ground. Nothing, not even one of the movements that we're doing stays there solid, like a robot. If she needs space, I'm going to move my foot away. Okay? And look how my leg remains elongated, remains active, remains nice. So, in the case of the ladies, in the second Ocho, the leader stops here. First, he places his foot on one side, then places the other. Then he places this behind, creating that space for you to use. So at this point, you can go slowly here. See how I am pressing his shoe and then I walk. By the time that I finish pivoting, he's going to probably collect his feet in order for me to walk. By this time, he's going to be probably here, and at the end he's going to do 6, 7, and 8. Okay? That is basically to show you how the feet are moving in such a precise way that you don't feel confused when the sandwich is happening. The sandwich is a very simple movement. Now, I'm going to emphasize all the time this little part when you have to make sure that see, in your forward ochos, you don't just do forward ochos like this. This is nice when you're learning, when you're not used to the movement. But remember, we have tried to do this together with the chair. Whenever you're going to do forward ochos, try to do them in a very nice way. For now, I'm asking the leaders to go a little bit slow. We're not connecting with the music, we're not doing anything with the music, we're just going slow. For that same reason, see, I'm going to try to play with this song, and I want you to recognize all the possibilities that the song is giving me. And let's say the sandwich happened there, okay? So the leader does the sandwich. Here, I don't want you to move immediately to go and walk forward. Take advantage of that situation where you're able to be in charge of the movement. So caress the ground. Go up, caress the leg of the leader. Kick if you can, if you have the space. Even in the last part, before you're doing 6, 7, 8, you can still play 6, 7, and 8. You have time there, so use the time to play with your feet. See, this is not just the feet, this part. It's your whole lower body. So your whole lower body is doing these beautiful things. For us gentlemen, we don't really have any particular or interesting way of doing this, but whenever you're going here, see, the more I open, I'm not really sure if the camera is capturing my hip, but if I open my whole leg, it's rotated to the side. So if you're standing in front of your mirror, try to make sure that your whole leg is going to, all of a sudden, your knee is going to move 90 degrees. That's how your foot needs to be in relationship with the sandwich. So make sure that that hip is fully open before you take the next step, that is the sandwich. So when you do that, you open up very nicely. And when you're going to show her the space, be generous. Give her a lot of space. Once again, the moment that you switch your weight to the right foot, the left is going to be soft. A little bit that I forgot to mention. I create the first part of the sandwich, when I go, once again, I step here, but I am not switching completely my weight. I have to wait for her. Look, this knee is a little bit, it's not bent, it's soft. I'm not doing this because that is, if I do this movement, I'm using my muscles in a very disorganized way, so I'm going to lose my balance very quickly. I cannot hold it for too long here. But if I go and both legs are elongated, my intention is upwards, I can hold it here forever. And if you feel that the lady needs to pivot, needs more space, you can always give her space. Your position is not a position that is going to stay there forever, or you're not imposing your position, okay? So I want you to know that if she needs space, you can move your foot. When she's done, okay, you would go, and again, the other leg is doing exactly the same. If she needs some space, you can move that a little bit so she feels comfortable doing her exercises or her embellishments or whatever she wants to do, because that is the moment when the ladies are expressing themselves. So I have to create that atmosphere. It's like, I don't know, I'm trying to flirt with them. I need to know what they are saying. I'm not just going to jump and, you know, be awkward. I just wait. I need to wait for what they're feeling, what they are, I don't know, whatever is going in their minds. I need to wait and enjoy, taste whatever they have to say. And most of the time, and this is very important for you leaders to understand, most of the time, the more you listen, the more that you're going to end up welcoming the embellishments or whatever the ladies are doing. Okay? Well, this would be the lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's get ready for a wonderful time that we're going to have with Emmanuel Trifilio and his bandoneon. So I will see you then in a couple of minutes. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you next week in this series of lessons. Good night.